Yippee! We made it to lesson 100. Let's go ahead and check our work. So number 4, it says for us to illustrate this on a number line, -3 plus +5. So I started at 0 on my number line. -3 means go to the left 3, and then add a +5. It means I'm going to go to the right 5, and the final result we would get to is +2. Number 5, we had to add these signed numbers. A -4 plus a +4, these are opposites, so opposites add up to 0. -2 plus a -3, I go -2. I'm going to go 3 more in the negative direction, that takes me to -5. -5 plus a +3, I go to the left 5, I come back to the right 3, that takes me to -2. +5 plus a -10. I start at 0, go to the right 5, go to the left 10, that takes me to -5. If you have to do these on a number line, at this point, go ahead and draw one and then work it out. Number 6. These we had to solve these subtraction problems using our algebraic addition. Okay, and remember algebraic addition means instead of subtracting, we're going to change our subtraction to addition, and then the next number, we're going to use the opposite of it. -2 minus a -5. So I changed this subtraction to addition. The opposite of -5 is +5. So now I have -2 plus a +5. That gives me a result of +3. -3 minus a -3. So I'm going to change this subtraction to addition. The opposite of -3 is +3. So now I have -3 plus a +3. These are opposites. They result in 0. Letter C, +2 minus a -3. Instead of subtracting, I'm going to add. The opposite of -3 is +3. +2 plus a +3 is a +5. -2 minus a +3. I'm going to change the subtraction to addition. I'm going to use the opposite of +3, which is -3. -2 plus a -3 gives me -5. Number 7. What is the measure of each angle of an equilateral triangle? Okay, I know altogether the angles of a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. I'm going to divide it by 3 equal angles. That gives me 60 degrees for each angle. Number 8. Number 8 says it's a parallelogram. Mine is not a very well-drawn parallelogram, but there it is. It says angle A measures 70. Now we learned on parallelograms that the angles opposite each other have the same measure, so that told me that angle C was also 70. And we learned that angles that are adjacent have to be supplementary. So D and A have to add up to 180 degrees. If A is already 70, then D is 110. That means that B is also 110. Okay, so B is 110, C is 70, D is 110. Number 12. Number 12. We have, sorry about that, 10 squared plus 5 squared minus 11 divided by square root of 49 minus 3 cubed. Order of operations, I'm going to take care of this first. 5 squared is 25, minus 11 is 14. So now I have 100. I went ahead and did this exponents now too. 10 squared is 100 plus 14. Divide by square root of 49 is 7, minus 3 cubed is 27. So now I'm going to do this division. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So now I have 100 plus 2 minus 27. Now I'm going to add and subtract from left to right. 100 plus 2 is 102, minus 27 is the final result of 75. Number 13. Number 13. It says we want to take 2/3 and change it to a percent. Okay, so I said 2/3 times 100% gives me 200% over 3, which means 200% divided by 3. When I divide 200% by 3, I get 66 and 2/3%. That is a good one to memorize, okay? Number 14. It says 20% of the students brought their lunch to school. What fraction did not? So I said if 20% did, that means 80% did not. So then I took my 80% and made it into a fraction. 80% means 80 out of 100. And then I reduced it. The final answer is 4/5. Number 15. We had 4 squared divided by 2 to the 4th. So I got to take care of the exponents first. 4 squared is 16. 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is also 16. 16 over 16 reduces to 1. Number 16. Fractions. Adding mixed numbers. 5 and 7/8 plus 4 and 3/4. I need this to be a denominator of 8. So it changes to 5 and 7/8 plus 4 and 6/8. 5 and 4 make 9. 7/8 and 6/8 make 13/8. But I can't leave this like this. 13/8 gives me 1 and 5/8. I add it to the 9 I already have. Final answer, 10 and 5/8. Number 17. 1 and 1/2 divided by 2 and 1/2. So my first step was to make them into improper fractions. 3 halves divided by 5 halves. Now I have fraction divided by fraction, which really means fraction times reciprocal. So I'd reduce here. My final answer is 3/5. Number 18. So we have an order of operations problem with decimals. So the first thing we have to do is work out 3 and 2/10 plus 4/10, and that gives us 3 and 6/10. Now I'm going to say 5 minus 3 and 6/10. I got to do some borrowing here. So I end up with 1 and 4/10 for the final answer. 27, 28, and 29 is our fraction decimal percent chart. On 27, they give us 9/10. Well, I can say it as a fraction, so I can write it as a decimal. 0.9 is 9/10. To turn it into a percent, I move the decimal twice to the right. Bump, bump. Makes it 90%. 28, they start us out with 1.5. Now, if I can say that correctly, 1 and 5/10. 1 and 5/10 reduces to 1 and 1/2. Now to go to percent, I can move my decimal twice to the right. Bump, bump. 150%. Now on 29, they give us 4%. Percent means out of 100, so I went back here to start with. 4%, 4/100. 4/100 reduces to 1 over 25. 4/100 is written as a decimal, 0.04. Okay? Okay, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you later.